So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the front of the room Visalis founder and top money earner, Mr. Nick Sarnicola.
Hey everybody, good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Good? Good, good. Well, I'm glad you guys had a chance to go through the challenge and get an understanding of what we do for our consumers, which is really, three simple steps. We have them set a goal, we have them select a kit, we have them enter to win. We provide them with great meal replacements, energy drinks and snacks so that they can have a transformation at whatever level it is that they're looking for. And as you learn, you can also go out there and you can get it for free. You can refer a few people, and you can get some VIP rewards, and you can redeem that for free products. So I want you to go back for a second and think about the process of finding 3 people that also need a transformation. How many guys, by a show of hands, know 3 people that want to maybe lose some weight or get into shape, right? So if you referred those folks, that's how you would get it for free. But there's actually a business model attached to that as well, where income could flow. So for example, if you went out there and you referred 3 folks to the challenge to lose weight with you or get in shape with you, we're actually going to pay a referral check. Now you referred the customers to get the free product. Now you have a decision to make. You can have that check go to the person who referred you, or you can have the check go to you because you're the one that referred those customers. If you're going to do the work to get it for free, raise your hand if you might want to get the check as well. Now, a lot of people do. Some people say, hey, you know what? I just want the stuff for free. You can have the check. And some people go, well, if I'm doing the work, send the check to me. And that's exactly what we do for our entrepreneurial side of the model. We have a great business. You can start it spare time, part-time. You can create cash flow outside of what you're doing. It can become something that's even full-time. We have tons of full-time people with us that do this as a business to create a 5- and 6-figure and 7-figure a year income. Tax breaks, tax advantages, 11 different ways we pay. We have a BMW program, trips, experiences. So if you are entrepreneurial, what you'll do is you'll get started with us with your executive promoter system or a star promoter system. Now, an executive promoter system is going to have over $600 worth of our meal replacements, energy drinks, and snacks that you're going to consume yourself for your first month, and then you'll sample out anything that's extra inside of it. And those samples are how you're going to make that first 500 back. But I want you to understand, you're not buying a box of air. What you're buying is $600+ in product that you're going to use and consume and sample. Now, for those of you guys that are a little bit more, I would say, aggressive as an entrepreneur or understand sales or marketing, you might get started with a star promoter system because you're going to get everything that's in here plus an additional $1,500 worth of product. So it's actually $2,000 worth of product for $1,000. And what you'll find out is in the star promoter system, there's significantly more samples. Why? So that you can get the product, the energy drinks, the snacks into more people's hands, so you can convert on a higher level of customers and or promoters to go and start in the business with you. Raise your hand if that makes sense so far. Okay, good. Now, I want to create a model for you guys that's going to show you guys how to make your first 500 to 1,000 back in your first 7 to 30 days. So one of the first things you're going to do is when you're out there and you're sharing the products with people, is you're going to get those 3 customers. We talked about that a few minutes ago. And you're referring those 3 customers so you can get your product for what? Yell it out? Free, right? So you get your product for free. But you're now getting paid for that as well. And the second thing you're going to do is you're going to go out there and find 3 promoters. These are 3 people that are overworked, underpaid, and looking to make some more money. Does anyone know 3 people like that around your home, right? So we got 3 people that need a transformation. We got 3 people that need to make money. If we did that inside of our first 30 days, you're going to make, you can't earn less than $400 for doing that. You're going to make somewhere between $400 and $600. Now, if you did it in your first 2 weeks, you're going to see a bonus booster kick in, which is an additional $100 to $200, and now you're up to an extra $500 to $800 in your first 2 weeks. If you did in your first week, you're going to get a higher level bonus booster, and you're going to see that bonus is going to jump now to $700 to $1,000 in your first week for getting us 3 customers and 3 promoters. The reason why there's a variation is because there's a weekly pool, and that weekly pool, it goes up and down depending on how many people are in there that week. But bottom line is 3 customers, 3 promoters. That's how you're going to make that $500 to $1,000 back. Plus, don't forget that you're consuming several $100s of that executive or star promoter system. Who's with me so far? Everyone with me? Very good. Now, let's take this a step further. This is something that we're very proud of because, this is what I would consider to be best in the world at from an entrepreneurial perspective. We've helped 18,000 families make an extra $1,500 to $2,000 a month. They went out there and became a Rising Star Director, which is the example I just showed you, and then they helped about 6 people do the exact same thing. They're not rich, but they make on average an extra $1,500 to $2,000 a month. And when I think about that, that's a house payment, that's a car payment, and it's also a big dent in their grocery bill because they're getting free product from us. So first of all, let's check in with ourselves. How many guys would be perfectly okay with an extra $18,000 to $25,000 a year for a side business, right? Now let's stop and think about people we know. Think about how many single moms that are able to go from 2 jobs to 1 because of this. Or I think of how many spouses are able to retire the other spouse early. Or how many can now pay down the credit card. Or how many can now see the light at the end of the tunnel of putting their kid through college just through this. From there, there's a progression that can go beyond that. If you were to go out there and help a couple people do that, you'd be a national director. As a national director, the average income is $35,000 a year with us. And one of the interesting things is these people now own equity inside of our company. We just launched equity a year ago, an opportunity for promoters to own a piece of our company. We bought back our company a year ago. We put equity on the table. And guys, we are not, a small company. We're a multiple 9-figure-a-year company. And a chance to earn a piece of that is, it's life-changing. Now, an executive director is going to be about $45,000, $50,000 a year. That's helping, create about 4 of those BMW qualifiers. A presidential director, that's 8 BMWs in your team. It's about 60 grand a year. A dozen BMWs as an ambassador, that's 100,000+ a year. Now, this is the slide that literally changed my life forever when I was 18 years old. I came to a presentation like this. I didn't know anything about anything. All of my grandparents, they worked at the same factory, so I didn't know anything about wealth. But the person that night said to me, I'm going to teach you 2 wealth principles right now. The first wealth principle is residual income, and the second wealth principle is other people's effort. This is what I want to show you guys right now. So if you took that same example of, hey, I referred 3 people, I became a director, I made my $500 back, and you start to, play that out through multiple generations of referral. 3 turns into 9, 9 turns into 27, 81, 243, 729, 2187, and then finally you have a total of about 10,000 promoters. Now, it'll never grow perfectly, 3 who refer 3, but I think, this day and age, everyone understands exponential growth. You referred on social media a couple of years ago, some people referred a couple people who referred a couple people, and now Facebook has 1 billion people. It started with a couple people who referred some people. That's how word of mouth works. Now, with our word of mouth, the average revenue per promoter for us is $500 a month, which means they get about $500 in customers, each one of our promoters. So if you built a team like this and they had $500 in spending, what would happen is through each level, you guys saw, the numbers increase to the point where this is a $3 million a year income, a $250,000 a month income. Now, most people look at that and go, hey, that is completely ridiculous. And you're right. Only 3 people in the history of our company have ever done this. Some of you, though, might be saying, so you're saying there's a chance. The answer is yes, right? But for the rest of the people, fail this example by 90%. You have a team of 1,000 promoters who are doing 500 in sales each month. That's $25,000 a month, $300,000 a year. We've had several people that have done that, hundreds of people that have done that. Fail it by 99%. Make an extra $2,500 a month, $30,000 a year. Anyone ever fail a test by 99% before? I'm kidding, don't raise your hand like that. I just set you up on that one. That's an extra 30 grand a year. And I think that's what most people resonate with is, wait a second, fail this example by 99%, make an extra 30 grand a year residual income, fantastic. The 2 wealth principles, again, guys, other people's effort. If you're the only person who contributes to your paycheck, you'll always have one of 3 issues. You'll either have a lot of money and no time because you're always working. Who knows that person? Absolutely. Or you have a lot of time and no money because you're never working. Who knows that person? There's a third one, which is the fastest growing group in America, unfortunately, which is no time and no money because what they're doing just ain't what? Working. Anybody know any people like that, right? So if you want to have time and money, it's not up for debate. You have to have other people's efforts. This is a way right now, today, that anybody, any walk of life, can create other people's efforts when they walk out of the door, a business with other people's efforts. The second one was baffling, residual income. The ability to do something once, but get paid over and over and over and over and over again for it. Now, if you've never heard this term before, that's even confronting. You're like, that's not possible. It doesn't even make sense. And that was what I said when I first learned about it. I was like, no one in my family ever made money that way. They made hourly wages, they made salaries, but they never made, maybe they made bonuses or whatever, but they never made something, where they could get paid repeatedly for doing something once. So let me give you an example. January 1 hits, the company, he's the company, she's the customer, you're the promoter. The company ships her the bag for you. You got paid. February happens. Company ships her the bag again. You got paid again. March happens. Company ships her the bag again. You got paid again. You want to have it? You want to have it again? All right, go ahead. Company ships her the bag again in April. You got paid again. You just got paid 4 times, but how many times did you get the customer? Does anyone know what that's called? No, it's called SMART. That's what that's called. It's called SMART. Now, here's where it's really smart. When you combine other people's efforts and residual income together, meaning now you've built a team. You've built a team of these 7 individuals, and these 7 individuals are all getting customers. And these 7 individuals are all getting paid every month that those customers are getting shipped to by the company. But you will receive override percentages for customers you didn't meet, you didn't talk to, you didn't service, but you were receiving override percentages for helping create this team, train this team, and educate this team. This is the chance for you guys to get paid off dozens, hundreds, or thousands of customers through other people's efforts residually that you never met. And that's called really, really smart. When I learned about this, when I was 18, when I heard about the fact that I could, at 18, a freshman in college, could have other people's efforts and residual income, that was it. I never wanted to make income another way. And that was the day that my life changed forever, when I learned about those 2 wealth principles. How many of you guys would love to incorporate both other people's efforts and residual income, right? And here's the crazy thing about it. If it's only $500 a month and it keeps showing up, raise your hand if you keep cashing the check. Yes, after 11 years of sending checks to people, a lot of things have happened. No one has ever sent one back. Please return to sender. Stop sending me these things, right? 11 years, but here's, on the opposite side, here's definitely what happened. There's a lot of people that have chose to stop building the business for a month, a year, and they kept getting checks for work they did a year earlier. That's what you can do with a business like this. There's 2 carrying costs to run your business. One's called Vinet Pro. Vinet Pro is going to run your websites, it's going to run your software, it's going to run your mobile app where you can pull quick reports from your phone. This is your software and your marketing piece of the business. And then there's Vet Digital. Vet Digital is also $29 a month, and Vet Digital is a software piece that will deliver you content from a couple dozen of our people that have made millions of dollars. All of them have made millions of dollars. They'll go on stage somewhere, they'll record it, and within a week, you can access it from your cell phone. Now, the big question people say is, okay, can I do this, right? Do I have the ability or the skill set to do this? And I look at what we really do. I mean, what we really do. We take unhealthy food and we swap it out for healthy food. And then we build a team of entrepreneurs on the part-time who want to do the same thing. That's what we do. It doesn't require an overwhelming level of training or overwhelming, background. You don't need to go to Harvard here, right? You need to be able to go through a getting started training, which is going to teach you 5 steps to make that first 500, 1,000 back in your first 30 days. You need to schedule a challenge hour, which is somebody sitting down with you who is versed and educated in our dialogues and conversations to sit with you to reach out to your first 10, 15, 25 people. The third thing is you're going to have a challenge party, which is exactly what tonight is, except significantly easier because it's 7 people that you know in your living room. You're watching Ashley on DVD for 12 minutes, you share some stories, you're watching me on DVD for 15 minutes, and people enroll. I mean, that's what we do. And we move from living room to living room, and then we do group events like this. When you look at these 3 steps, does anybody look at this and feel like, man, this is something I can't do? How many of you guys feel like you could do these 3 steps and teach these 3 steps by a show of hands? Yeah, it's not overly complicated stuff. Now, the main thing when I look at our background is how many thousands of successful entrepreneurs that we've created.
Every single dollar we earn is a direct reflection of a life that's been changed and a child that's been fed, and it has been incredible.
It was different from day one. It felt different. The culture was different. The message was different.
And because of this business, because of the income, because of the choices, I now get my best friend home with me all the time who also gets to see our kids grow up, and it's absolutely priceless.
I was able to retire my husband. I paid off my parents' mortgage. Hugest blessing ever.
I really enjoyed and I love the idea of being able to go out there, own my own home-based business, but I didn't have to worry about any of the overhead. I didn't have to worry about managing employees. I didn't have to worry about any of the things that I hated in my traditional business.
The first 3 years or so, I made $2.5 million with ViSalus personally.
I didn't look at it as network marketing. I looked at it as a way for me to own a wellness and fitness company, if you will. And so I positioned myself, and I didn't have the battle of having employees. I was able to leverage my time. I was able to help other people succeed and change lives over and over, not only physically, but also financially.
I saw ViSalus as an opportunity for me to not just become an entrepreneur, but become free, have my life back, have time freedom, have time with my family, and do the things that I really was putting on the shelf.
Never in a million years would I ever thought we'd become millionaires in this industry, because I was, a college graduate, owned my daycare centers, and just thought, well, this is it.
I accepted the challenge. I tried it out. I watched one of my clients lose 5 pounds. I signed up. I made about $300 my first week. I didn't get rich. 16 days into it, I made $3,000. 8 days later, I qualified for my BMW. And I want you to know that that story is what got me to $1 million in 24 months. That story is what got me to $100,000 a month in 23 months. If you're in this room right now and you're wanting to know what's possible, it's possible. If you go out and you take action.
The thing that I love most about what we do is the stories. And you get stories from all walks of life, all backgrounds, all success levels as well. And we invite you guys, to do that with us. When you look at, the company as a whole, we have a very mission-driven culture. You got 3 founders that have been doing this now in the industry for 20 years apiece nearly, working together for 11. We've done nearly $2 billion in sales. We got massive track record. We got the #1 weight loss and fitness challenge in the world. We got a product that's served over $500 million, and we've got a great mission. When people say, what does ViSalus mean? It actually literally means life, health, prosperity. Vi means life, and Salus means health and prosperity. And those are the 3 pillars of our mission. Creating life experiences for the people that become entrepreneurs with us. Creating as many health transformations as we can. And also, giving a platform for entrepreneurs to create prosperity, which means financial resources. And also for them to pay it forward, to create other entrepreneurs, and also to give them a platform to be more philanthropic. If that's a mission or values that align with yours, then let's work together on this. If it's not, that's okay too. Building a business with us is not for everybody, and we get that. But what I can tell you is that, history it leaves clues. Our last product was #1 in its class. We're the #1 most consumed meal replacement shake in North America. And now we're constantly and consistently rolling out blockbuster products, and we're going to create more transformations than any other company in history. We've helped nearly 20,000 people create just an extra $1,500 a month income stream. 800 people have made a 6-figure income with us. Over 50 people have made over $1 million with us. It's been quite a journey. We look at this as just the beginning, not from a cliche perspective. It hasn't been long ago that we bought back majority interest of this company. And we bought back majority interest. It was for a reason. It was to start all over again and to do it bigger, better, further, and longer than we've ever gone before. You sit on the forefront of what we do for our next decade run. So right now, you're one of three types of people. First type of person says, hey, you know what? Not necessarily interested in the entrepreneurial side. I'd like to become a customer and get a transformation. Second type of person says, I'd like to do that and refer you guys a couple people and get it for free. And again, the customers are the engine to our business. Two common things I see happen to customers. The first thing they do is they say things like, well, you know, I got to go home and do some research. That's interesting. Did you research the bacon double cheeseburger that you had 2 days ago? What about the large pizza? How about those breadsticks? Why is it when something's unhealthy, people don't blink an eye and they just start shoveling it in? But suddenly when something's healthy, all of us are automatically scientists. You don't need to research it, you need to get started. There's a big difference. Third type of person says, hey, you know what? I do want to create an income stream. I do want to be an entrepreneur with you. And you know, I've got some hesitancies and I'm fearful. And I will share with you, skepticism is actually pretty natural when becoming an entrepreneur. Why? Because we're not taught to be entrepreneurs. So I get that. You know, 97% of America works the other 3%. There's not an education program that you go in first grade or 8th grade or 12th grade and learn entrepreneurship. If you were trained to be an entrepreneur, then you wouldn't be skeptical about anything we spoke about. You had the opposite training. But I can share with you this. Skepticism is not going to pay down your debt. It's not going to upgrade your lifestyle. And it's not going to put your kids through college. Decision will, and action will. So I invite all of you guys, make the decision. Come aboard with us and have an amazing transformation. Or even better yet, join the movement and help us create millions and millions more transformations in the years to come and reap the financial benefit for doing so. I thank you guys for your time. I'm looking forward to partnering with you guys and working with you guys, and welcome to the challenge. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.